Next up is Itgel Bazargur, who is an 18-year-old graduate from Mongol Aspiration School. His speech is titled The Importance of Boredom in a Digital Age.
Have you ever been going to sleep to your peaceful slumber, or in a bus filled with countless passengers, or even in the bathroom just sitting on the toilet? In moments like these, we sometimes have revolutionary ideas that make us seem like Archimedes discovering buoyancy while taking a bath and yelling, Eureka! Well, even if you think those ideas and notions are not revolutionary, all of us still have random moments of realization and reflection without any without doing anything else. We have boredom in seemingly mundane activities, and that is boredom. Boredom is the feeling that you get during an uninteresting lecture or at the long lines at the bank where you feel dissatisfied because there's less engagement and you feel dull and slow. That is boredom. Well, what happens during boredom? In summary, boredom is when your mind demands stimuli, where you want to do something, and etc. Well, going deeper, study done by Jonathan Smallwood, he has taken a photo of the fMRI scan of the brain during boredom. In this study, he observed that there's a rise in the activity of the default mode network, which is the part of the brain responsible for autobiographical memory and other functions. In his study, he concluded that during boredom, the areas of the brain that feels empathy and remorse for others, remembering our own memories and creating hypotheticals increase. From this, we can try to find how we can use boredom in a more positive way. Let's think of actions that lead from boredom. Because we're bored, we crave for stimulation. We get excited in new information and we stay curious. And from that initial spark, we try to think about things, we try to daydream, and that allows us to further level the thoughts. With the same mechanism, we think of different ways, different possibilities on how to do things, experimenting upon these thoughts. And lastly, when we're bored, we have nothing to do. We are alone with our thoughts, memories, and emotions. This allows us to reflect, to remember our past. Because during boredom, the brain part of that controls the memory becomes more active, making our memory more lucid. So we remember our past, who we are, and sometimes think of the future. Well, combining all these small niche actions, we have something big, like creativity, which we all put importance on in this modern age. Well, let's have a thought. Let's say you were in an art museum or an art gallery. I, for an example, don't find meanings in art museums and galleries. I don't know how to understand them. Seeing abstract paintings, I don't know. And when I went to an art gallery with my friends, I was thinking of how I'm gonna die with boredom while they would be having a time of their life, just enjoying and understanding. And during those quiet and eerie times, my mind was occupied. Yes, I zoned out. But to my surprise, I did not zone out just blank. I was having thoughts about that paintings, random thoughts, giving own meanings to them, giving my own meanings and perspectives to those paintings, and sometimes even having thoughts that is not even related to that painting. Boredom allows us to think. Boredom, that is the act of creativity. By being inspired by anything, that is creativity. And boredom allows us to dive deeper into our mind. And it might sound counterintuitive, but maybe by doing nothing, we can do something. Well, you might be thinking, wait, so if boredom is that useful, why can't just we be bored all the time? Why can't we be bored now and create infinite ideas, generate infinite amount of them? Well, let's ask that ourselves. I want you to do nothing for 30, 40 seconds. Nothing. I'll wait here. I'll count. Let's have a moment of silence. Now that time has elapsed, let's ask the question from ourselves again. Why can't we be bored all the time? 8.25 seconds. That is the attention span of an average Gen Z. Some of you may have checked their phones. Some of you looked around. Some of you may have looked at the slide. Perhaps very few of you have achieved boredom in those 20 to 30 seconds, but most of you have done something to distract yourselves because of media influx. Because we have so much information around us, left, right, up, down, we are not used to being bored and not doing anything. We can't do anything. Well, that makes me think. If there's more information around us, if there's more, we do not get bored all the time because of smartphones, laptops. Let's say, for an example, since the moment you woke up, in your bus, or at the long lines at the bank, you have your phones. Before, we used to be bored at that time, but now we don't. Now we avoid it by using our smartphones. We have more information than ever. Anyone can find anything and learn anything. Anyone can be inspired from this vast sea of data. Wouldn't that mean creativity would increase, even if there's absence of boredom? Wouldn't that increase creativity because we have more to work with? Huh. More. That's the problem. We have so much information in so little time. We consume so much in so little time that it's harder for us to digest. Transactions happening left and right, messages being sent, calls being made and declined all the time, everywhere around us. We don't have enough time to digest. And because of this, we don't have enough time to understand and reflect upon it and create output with it. Um, well, because why would we? Why would we need to think when the answer is right in front of us? Why would we need to think, reflect, and spend time if we can just Google it? No? Well, because of it, we don't have enough time. We don't consume much. We don't put importance on it. But let's try to fix it. You know? Let's try to fix. So we established that boredom arises from the lack of stimuli. And boredom is being avoided because there's a lot of information for us to consume, right? We consume all these information in such short time that we do not even understand it fully. Then if the time is of the issue here, why can't we have gaps between information? So that way we can understand it, consume, understand, consume, and understand. Maybe that way you can create output. An output can be from a simple realization to complex algorithms to talks that you can talk to people and share your feelings. Overcrowded with information, we rarely spend time with ourselves. We don't talk to ourselves. We don't think about our emotions. We don't dive deeper into our subconscious self. And boredom allows us to do this. And maybe when you go home, maybe when you're about to sleep, drifting into your slumber, in a bus filled with countless passengers, or in the bathroom just sitting on the toilet, when you think of feeling this eerie sensation that you're not doing anything, maybe close your eyes and think. Because maybe by doing nothing, you can do something. Thank you.